This is the Middle Tennessee High School Sports Show with your hosts, Mike Strasinger and Jacob Gholson.
All right, sports fans, welcome back to Week 2, Episode 2 of the Middle Tennessee High School Sports Show. I'm Mike Strasinger alongside the natural Jacob Gholson. How you doing, Jacob?
What's going on, guys? Glad to be back for Week 2 of the Middle Tennessee High School Sports Show. Ready to get into it. We're back on our normal schedule now. Last week we had our premiere that was 3 episodes last week, but now moving on from now, we've just got 1 episode a week. So.
Yeah, and thanks for those who have subscribed so far. There's a way you can do it. Hit a subscribe button down there. There's likes, there's comments. We really need to know what's going on with you guys so we know what you want more of, right? Yep. And then I want to do a quick shout out. I just found out something. I've been having trouble getting volleyball scores and soccer scores, and I just talked to the TSSAA today, and they informed me that the same system is in place for volleyball and soccer that they use in football. On Friday nights, the football scores are all there.
Yep.
Okay, well, the same thing can be done on volleyball and soccer. It's called the TSSAA portal, and the coaches have access to this. They already have had this, but very few of them use this, and they can enter the score at the end of the game on their phone, and it will go to the TSSAA, and on the team page where it used to say tonight's game's at 5:30. Instead of saying 5:30, the result of the game will be there. That would be such a huge help, not just to us, but to the rest of the media and everybody else who wants to follow your schools.
We want to talk about y'all, but we can't do that if we don't know the result of the game.
So there you go.
So it's all in your hands.
Okay, thank you. We're going to take a quick look back now at some action from last week in volleyball, soccer, football, and cross country. So we're going to get started with a volleyball highlight package. Jacob and I went over to Brentwood High School last week to see a great match, Father Ryan and taking on Brentwood High School. So take a look at this. Last week, Jacob and I went over to Brentwood High School for the first match of the regular season. Father Ryan visiting Brentwood High School. Father Ryan coached by the great Ann Mullins of Nashville's first family of volleyball, the Mullins family, and of course Brentwood coached by the legendary Barbara Campbell. Brentwood coming off six straight state championships, 14 overall, I believe. Great match. Brentwood did win 3-0. However, each set was very close. First one 25-20, then 25-23. Then Brentwood closed it out 25-19. A great match. Both teams playing very well, certainly at this point of the season. Ryan led by setter Mary Lee Hulse, who had a great game. Then Lucy Green, Bella Cartwright, Katie Hoots, libero Mason Morrow, really a great player. Great game she had. Kendall Bixby and Jade Zaleski contributed very well also for Father Ryan. Brentwood, of course, led by the great Shay Eggleston, big hitter from the outside. Riley Kyle also had a big game, along with Holly Tate. Piper Drazek, a new setter for the team, did really well. She's quite the player. Mary Oldham and Haley Sanders also contributing a lot for the Bruins. A great match. Both teams just are so good in all aspects of the game. And certainly at this time of the year, first match is so good to see teams going all at it, just covering the court so well. Big serves, big hits, great defense, pretty good crowd on hand as well. So we're going to do do more of these volleyball matches through the course of the year. It was a good one to start with. Both teams, like I said, just doing so well early in the season, and that's our report from Brentwood. That's pretty cool. It was a good match.
It was a really good matchup. Very competitive on both sides.
Yeah, it could have gone either way. Brentwood might have had a little bit more firepower. And I like the big hitters. I like Shay Eggleston and the big hitters up front. Whereas I think you like the defenders and the setters and the diggers and stuff.
I really felt like those controlled the pace of the game. The setters would set up for the big hits like the players you liked.
Absolutely. It's a great bunch. Great thanks to both coaches.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was a great match. And this week we're going to be Wednesday. We're going to be over at Harpeth Hall to catch Siegel at Harpeth Hall. That's a big 3A powerhouse against Division II AA powerhouse.
Yeah.
So anyways, great match. Other big games this week.
Yeah. So today, Tuesday the 27th, after school, we got a full slate this week. Honestly, starting with Hillsborough at Dixon County. Then we have FRA at BGA. Ravenwood at Independence, Brentwood at Page, Siegel at Blackman, Harpeth Hall at Lipscomb, Brentwood Academy at Innsworth, Springfield at Portland, and then on Wednesday we have BGA at CPA, Pope John Paul II at Father Ryan, and then Thursday we have Overton at Hillsborough, Summertown at Lawrence County, Franklin at Ravenwood, Page at Summit, Lipscomb at St. Cecilia, and Portland at Macon County. We got a full slate.
Yeah, it's on. District play has started, so the teams are ramping up. And in volleyball, like in soccer, and in football too, everybody's you want to do well in your district. This will give you a better seeding down the road tournament time. Now turning to football, the season got started this week with some great matchups right out of the gate, and there were some surprises. Not necessarily big upsets maybe, but teams, the margin of victory was a surprise to some. So Jacob's going to take us through the scoreboard real quick.
Let's dive on into it. So here in Middle Tennessee, we had to start with Brentwood over MBA in overtime. They won 9-6. Very close game. Good start to the year for both of those teams. Kind of a tough loss for MBA.
They'll get back.
They'll get back. BGA took down McGavick 48-21.
That's a good win for Coach Jonas Rodriguez out there at BGA. Way to go, Jonas. Congratulations.
Columbia got by Spring Hill 13-12. Very close game there. East Nashville blew out Smyrna 42-0.
Yeah, again, not necessarily surprising who won, but the margin of victory was bigger than I thought, maybe some thought. Congratulations to Coach Brian Waite and getting it done right off the bat. It's kind of a statement game, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Another blowout we had was Innsworth over Trezevant 57-0. This got Innsworth's new coach, Rock Batten, his first win there. Big win for Innsworth. Good start to the year. Moving on to more scores, we had FRA over Davidson Academy 30-6. Big win there. Gallatin over Lebanon 28-7. Good Pasture 35, Mount Juliet Christian 7. Great win for Good Pasture. Hillwood took down Cheatham County 34-7. Lipscomb with a big win over Glencliff 66-8. Loretto took down Wayne County 24-20. Nolensville with a big win over Antioch 63-6. Oakland had a shutout over a good Hendersonville team 59-0. Pearl Cohen beat Cane Ridge 38-12. ECS took down CPA 30-6. Stewart's Creek 19, Mount Juliet 14. Was somewhat of an upset there.
Yep.
Summit defeated Independence 34-15. Trousdale County with the win over Friendship Christian 14-0. Upperman took down Cookeville 21-20. White House 13, Station Camp 7. Congrats to the new head coach Ryan Hamilton on his first win for White House. Great win there. Wilson Central beat Springfield 37-7, and then Alcoa, of course, beat Blackman 23-14.
Yeah, there were some interesting games there. FRA got the big win over Davidson Academy, and Davidson was last year's state champion. Okay, and FRA, they've been coming along. Bill Whittemore's got them going on over there. They may do better this year than some might have thought. So look out for FRA. Good job there. Gallatin 28-7 over Lebanon. Last year Gallatin was down a little bit, 5-6, I think, and Lebanon was 8-3. So maybe those two schools are, that's a rivalry game over the years. Maybe those two schools are kind of equaling it out again. Hillwood and Lipscomb each got their coaches their first win. Hillwood coach Tom Moore, who's coached in Middle Tennessee before. He went to NBA, played at Vanderbilt, coached in the area. He's over at Hillwood, got his first win. Congratulations, Coach. And then Trent Dilfer, former NFL quarterback, Super Bowl winning quarterback, is now coaching over at Lipscomb, and he's got that place fired up, got a lot of excitement going on. They even had Sheryl Crow do a pregame concert, only in Nashville.
Of course.
Oakland, 59-0 over Hendersonville. That's a big number for your first game over a tough team. So Coach Creasy has that going on, has them ready to go over there. Pearl Cone 38-12 over Cane Ridge. I really thought this would be a much closer game, and I was at this game. This was there was 2 games, Jacob, on Saturday. And it's called the Coaches Against Violence Classic. 2 games. This was the inaugural event over at TSU. It was a really cool deal. In the first game, Hillsborough and Maplewood met up. Hillsborough beat Maplewood fairly easily. Brian Covington had 4 touchdowns, including 1 kickoff return with 1 shoe on. He came out of his shoe, took it to the house regardless. Then in the second game, Cane Ridge and Pearl Cone went at it. And this is Cane Ridge in 6A, Pearl Cone in 3A. Been a lot of talk before the game, but Pearl Cone came out ready to play. They were flying around the ball. They were much more aggressive, much more hungry, a lot more hustle, a lot more desire. Definitely a faster team. Cane Ridge was a little flat. I was a little bit disappointed, a little bit surprised with Cane Ridge. Anyways, good win for Pearl. And now they got a big one next week against MBA. And Cane Ridge will go up to Brentwood, so that'll be a big game as well. Then ECS 30-6 over CPA. ECS, Evangelical Christian School. This is where Jonas Rodriguez used to coach. He must have left them a lot when he left.
Yeah.
They must have had a full cupboard because they shocked CPA 30-6. That's Ingle Martin's CPA team. A little surprised with that score. Then now watch this. Upperman beat Cookeville 21-20. This is the second year in a row a little 3A team has beaten the big 6A team. Now Upperman's no slouch in 3A.
Yeah.
Please, they're very good. But to beat a 6A team is always a feather in your cap. Now twice in a row. At the same time, Alcoa beat Blackman, another 3A team. They're not your average 3A team. Beat Blackman, a very good 6A team. So Pearl and Upperman and Alcoa, all 3A teams over 6A teams. Way to go, 3A.
Not just bad 6A teams, but
No, yeah,
good 6A
they're
teams.
legit 6A teams.
So on Friday, Mike and I went down to Fairview to catch the Battle of 840, Page versus Fairview. Great atmosphere. Both sides were so involved. It was a great turnout. So many people cheering. It was just a great thing to be a part of, a real Friday Night Lights feel. And going to Hume Fogg, I never really got the real football experience. So that was eye-opening for sure. I was glad I got to go to that game. So Darren Joins and Jeremy Qualls of the Williamson County School System, they put on a great show with their game day take. And they really brought out the most in both sides, and they were cheering so loud, and really the competitive atmosphere was there. So we put together this highlight. Why don't y'all take a look?
Jacob and I went down to Fairview High School Friday night. It was a great atmosphere. It's the Battle of 840. Just a wonderful game to get started with on the first night. So Fairview gets the ball first, and they have some success here. This is Logan Nardozzi, Anakin King at quarterback with some runs and some passes, getting the Jackets on down the field. They moved the ball pretty well early. Some runs, passes against King making a nice throw. But they got down there, and it was faced with a 4th and short. The Page defense answered the call, stopping Fairview here at 4th and short inside the 10. So big momentum swing there. Then immediately Cade Walker for Page shows his legs. He gets outside, picks up a big chunk of yards. His legs were a big part of this game as well as his arm. And then big run here by Ryan Rutland for the Patriots. Gets Page down. Then again, here comes Cade Walker with his legs. Gets the Page close, but some penalties push him back. And then he throws in the end zone, but a really nice interception here by Fairview's Bryce Fannin to thwart that effort. So 0-0 after 1. And Fairview again looks like they're in business. They're moving the ball well, but they turn it over again. Now here comes Page running down the field, throwing down the field pretty well. This is Hayes Barnett with a nice run after a catch. And then here he is again on a sideline pattern. Cade Walker really throws a nice ball, puts it right where he can get it. This is Barnett with the catch. And then Wayne Burrow comes up with a huge play here. Good adjustment on the ball. Walker rolls out there, finds Burrow, keeps his feet in, and there's actually a late hit. Moves them closer, but penalties push them back. And then This is their stud, Bubba Johnson, getting loose for a touchdown. That's his first of the night. He's got a high motor, and he's an excitable boy. Then Fairview gets the ball back, but they're really not able to move it now. Getting closer to the end of the first half. That was a Page lining up for what would be a long touchdown. We missed that one, sorry. Touchdown to Hayes Barnett. But anyways, 14-0 now. And then this is the first play of the third quarter, and that is Bubba Johnson getting his second touchdown of the game. So it's 21-0 early third quarter. Then on the very next play, Max Landingham with the pick six. 28-0. Fairview's dejected. And then another touchdown. Ryan Rutland this time for the score. 35-0. They put it away. Then soon after a nice field goal by Chase Tidmore. This is a 37-yarder. 38-0 now. The game is well out of hand. And this is actually Fairview's coach asking Logan Nardozzi if he wants to stay in the game at this point. And Logan's like, yeah, I want to stay in the game. I play football. And so this drive was all Nardozzi. Here he gets loose on a nice run on the jet sweep. And then he comes right back with a beautiful catch on a nicely thrown ball by the quarterback. And this ball just kind of falls out of nowhere. And there he is. And this sets up a 17-yard touchdown for Nardozzi to finish out the scoring for the game. Nice run there, elusive. And you can see the respect his teammates have for him. Game didn't go their way, but of course the school is behind him. His teammates are behind him. It's a great game down there. Final was 38-6.
All right, that was pretty good. It was a lot of fun. Great atmosphere. Hats off to the Williamson County school system and Fairview, and they really put on a show. It looked like Page was probably the better team. Things got a little, out of hand for Fairview. They don't quite have the resources to come from behind like they needed to. But two well played game between two good teams.
Yep.
All right, we got a new feature now on Middle Tennessee High School Sports Show. It's going to be our picks of the week. We're going to select a few. You ready for this?
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay. We're going to pick a few games. We're going to get it down to about 10 games apiece to pick. The veteran, is my area of expertise now against the kid here, and we'll see how we do.
I don't know much, but I'm going to try my best.
I'm sure you'll do. I'm sure you'll do fine. Now I'm going to put together a little video here of how we come up with the teams that the games that we pick. So take a look at that. TSSAA sports.com website, real good website, has the football scores and this week's schedule, whatnot. You can see here it breaks it down where the games are being played. So there's a number of teams going out of state this week, and then it goes on to East and Middle and West Tennessee games where the games are being played. Now we're just going to concern ourselves with the games in Middle Tennessee. And what we're going to do, Jacob and I are going to have a little contest and each week, and we'll just concern ourselves with the Middle Tennessee games. And the way we'll do it, these are so many games to choose from. We're going to break it down and pick every third game and look at those. So the first will be 1, 2, 3, Brentwood at Cane Ridge, and then 1, 2, 3, Whites Creek at Cheatham County, and so on. We'll work our way down the list here and break it down. That will give us about 18 or 20 games, and then we're going to split those games up and then have a little contest between us. So that's how we're going to arrive at our games, and we'll just see. And here are also open dates. So there's a number of schools, Mount Juliet, Mount Pleasant, Red Bowling Springs, off this week. So let's just get our games picked, chosen, then we'll make our selections. All right, so we narrowed it down to, I got it down to 20 teams, and then at random, like you saw, and then we're going to, you'll see our list A and list B
We flipped a coin, and he's
Yep.
got list B, and I've got list A. List A games: Brentwood at Cane Ridge, Richland at Collinwood, Cornersville at Eagleville, Stratford at FRA, Smith County at Gordonsville, Rossview at Laverne, Pearl Cone at MBA, Kenwood at Oakland, Summit at Spring Hill, Summertown at Wayne County.
And now list B, the games I'll be choosing from. We've got the Whites Creek Cobras at Cheatham County, White County at Cumberland County, Hillsborough at Innsworth, MTCS at Friendship Christian, Perry County at Houston County, Cookville at Livingston Academy, Good Pasture at Nashville Christian, Hillwood at Republic, Coalfield at Stone Memorial, and East Robertson at White House Heritage.
All right, so now we're going to take a minute and make our selections. We will use any resource you can, whatever you want to choose from. We'll take a break here, make your selections. We'll come back here and we'll tell everybody our picks.
All right. That was funny. All right, Mike, I'm back.
Okay. Where you been?
Don't worry about me. How long you been sitting here?
I'm just been here.
I guess it took me a while to pick the teams.
Get your microphone back on there, and we'll go through these. I'm gonna go first. I got list A. I'm gonna take Brentwood over Cane Ridge. Brentwood, tough game last week. They won a close one over MBA. Cane Ridge, on the other hand, I don't think they were ready last week. I'm sure they'll be play better this week. That's at Cane Ridge. That ought to be a great atmosphere. But I'm going to take Brentwood at Cane Ridge. Collinwood, Richland at Collinwood. I'm going to take Collinwood. I just think they're the better team. And then Cornersville at Eagleville. This one could go either way, and I'm going to go with the home team. Okay. Now, Stratford at FRA. This one ought to be a great game. Stratford with Magic Moore had a big game last week. FRA got a huge win over Davidson County, the Davidson Academy, defending state champions. This is up on the hill at FRA. I'm going to go with FRA. Just again, I always like the home teams.
Yep.
Smith County at Gordonsville. I'm going to go with Smith County. Rossview over Laverne, a little bit better team, I believe. Pearl Cone at MBA. This game, y'all, for years I've picked Pearl Cone to beat MBA. I think they certainly have the talent to do it. For whatever reason, they usually get in their own way. They beat themselves. If they play like they did last week, Pearl Cone will win this game. MBA, great team, very disciplined, ball control, great defense. They're not going to have the speed to match up with Pearl Cone. If Pearl Cone can take care of the ball, I mean, this is cliche as it gets. Whoever makes the fewest mistakes is going to win. And Pearl Cone, this is their year. I've said it so many times, but I really think this is their year. Pearl Cone over MBA. Oakland easily over Kenwood. Oakland just the top in the state. Summit and Spring Hill, I like Summit in that one. And then Wayne County, I think, gets it done over Summertown.
All right, now list B. To start, I've got Whites Creek at Cheatham County. I think Cheatham County is going to get the job done. They had a tough week 1 loss, but now they're home, and I think they're going to get the job done here. Then I have White County at Cumberland County. I think Cumberland County gets the job done at home. We've got Hillsborough at Innsworth. This was a really tough pick for me. Both teams had impressive wins in week 1. Hillsborough winning 36-8, and then Innsworth winning 57-0. I think I'm going to go with an upset here. Hillsborough at Innsworth. I think they get the job done. I think they're going to come out ready, looking to get that upset, and I think they'll do it. So I've got Hillsborough there. Next, I've got Friendship Christian beating MTCS. Friendship Christian had a tough week 1 loss against Trousdale County, 14-0. I think home game now, they're going to get back on track and get the win there. I'm going to take Houston County over Perry County. They got a home game, picking them. I'm going to take Livingston Academy over Cookeville. And then...
Okay.
You think?
It's your pick.
Oh, I'm nervous now. I'm going to stay with Livingston Academy over Cookeville. I'm also going to take Nashville Christian over Good Pasture. Good Pasture had a good week 1 win, but Nashville Christian had a week 1 bye. I think they're going to come out rested and ready to go. Home game for them. I'm going to take Hillwood over Republic and Coalfield over Stone Memorial, and then White House Heritage over Coalfield, or East Robertson.
Well, good job. I mean, you certainly did the research.
We'll see.
You did the research, and who knows? We'll see. If you can bat, people around these parts usually hit 70 to 80% of their games.
That's a high percentage.
So we'll see. But good job. All right. So moving on. Now we're going to go over to soccer. Now in soccer, we haven't gotten out too much this year, but I was at a game Saturday between Harpethall and Hutchinson. Hutchinson is a small all-girls school down in Memphis. Harpethall, a nice girls' school here, but they hit. It was very physical, and it was a 0-0 defensive struggle, 0-0 tie, and they just went home. Hutchinson drove up here from Memphis, tie game, see you later. I don't know about the tie game thing. You played.
Growing up playing soccer, so I'm used to ties. Ties aren't necessarily a bad thing. And 0-0 shows that both defenses played well. So I'm sure both teams were a little unhappy, but you didn't lose the game, so a tie's fine.
Okay, I just think they should have flipped a coin or had a foot race or something. So we have some games this week. They're getting into district play as well, and some other games as well. Tell us about who you got.
All right, let's look at this week's schedule for soccer. On today, Tuesday 27th, we've got Independence at Harpeth Hall, Merrill Hyde at White House, Page at Centennial, Father Ryan at Franklin, Ravenwood at Clarksville, Harpeth versus McEwen, Lipscomb at Innsworth, Cane Ridge over Overton. Then Wednesday we have Station Camp at Brentwood. And then Thursday the 29th we have Beach at White House, East Robertson at Portland, Lead Academy at East Nashville, Hume Fogg, the Blue Knights at Merrill Hyde, Harpeth Hall at MLK, Cascade at Lipscomb, or Cascade at Huntland, FRA at Lipscomb, Hillsborough at Hillwood, and then Marshall County at Nolensville. And then finally, we're going to dive into some cross-country results that we've seen from the season so far.
I pulled some results off Tennessee Mile Split, a great resource.
Yep.
And these are early cross-country matches. Not everybody's running their stars yet, or their top athletes, whatever you want to call them. Cross-country is a thing you kind of ease into, and it's all about getting better for the end of the season meets. The first thing, a couple weeks ago at the Siegel, hosted an event called Siegel, a 2-mile under the stars. I guess it was at night.
That sounds cool.
Event. Kanan Anderson from the home Siegel High School won that. Clayton Kirkus from Hendersonville, Eric Mitchell, Fuji Andy, and Nick Siders from University School rounded out the top 5. On the girls' side, Marilyn McCarthy, Brooke Till, Samantha Quillette, Eden Middlesdorf, and Caitlin Vanderskalk from Brentwood High School did well. I'm sorry, that was Samantha Quillette from Central Magnet. Then there was another event recently called the Clarksville Wildcat Invitational. And again, these are just it's an early meet. This is a 5K. Now that's
3.1 miles.
That's ridiculous.
5,000 meters.
They do this on purpose.
It's not that bad.
Nobody's chasing them.
No.
Okay. This was dominated by the Brentwood schools. In fact, they took the top 9. And on the boys' side, Kevin Vanderkalk, Brody Chapman, Luke Lattin, Jacob Pufall, Noah Vroon, Matthew Johnson, Liam Collison, Philip Himes.
Wow.
First 8. And then Isaiah Galicia from Clarksville took 9th. And on the girls' side, Brentwood takes the top 6. Eden Middlesdorf, Caitlin Vanderkalk, Brooke Tile, Sydney Bennett, Carey Patnews, Samantha Rosenkrantz, and Samantha Oh, that's it for. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Samantha Rosenkrantz from Rossview High School, and Samantha Anderson from Stewart County Middle, getting up there. That's middle schooler with the big girls. That's good. Anyways, we just want to touch on cross country. You know, we want you to know that we care about cross country and we care about golf. We'll get into that a little later, maybe next week.
Yeah, if you've got an event that you want us to cover, tweet at us or DM us on Instagram and let us know the results, and we'll make sure you're on our show.
Absolutely. We want to talk with y'all and interact with y'all so we know what you want to see and how you think we're doing. So subscribe below and tell them about the Instagram and the Twitter.
At MTHS Sports Show. We'll be going to events throughout the week, so you can see us there and you can see the highlights that we'll post. So
like, dislike, subscribe, you know what to do. But I want to say again to the coaches with the scores, you can use the TSSAA portal that you have access to put in your scores from soccer and volleyball. Then we'll know who won the games.
It's all at your fingertips.
All right. That's going to do it, man. Good job once again.
Thanks. Hey, we'll see how our picks do.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. And like I said, it's for charity, so it'll be fun either way. Good job.
All right. We'll see y'all next time.
Thanks.